Hello everyone. I'm just waiting for my guests to arrive. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. It's been a lovely day, nice and sunny. I'll just give them a couple of seconds to come onto the broadcast. He'll be with us in 1 second, people. So today on Brilliant Speaker, I'm interviewing the one and only Des O'Connor. Des is an international speaker. He is a consultant, he's a coach, and he runs award-winning events. So I'm just waiting for him to come in. He won't be 2 seconds. I'm just going to invite Des in. International speaker, a consultant. He runs award-winning events and he'll be joining us. Hi Des, welcome to Brilliant Speaker. Thank you for being on my show today.
Hi Mark, thanks for having me and I'm looking forward to a fantastic presentation. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being my guest, and I'll get jumped in straight to the first question. Des, can you share your story and into being an international speaker running such amazing award-winning events?
Thank you. Very good question. I started off my career in the dating industry. I was originally working with single women, helping them to find the one. And I was very successful in that area. And from that, I moved on to helping women with their business as well. I used to run a lot of webinars. And those of you that know what a webinar is, it's like this, but not live with a screen like this with all the screens and stuff. There was a time when webinars was the thing. Everyone was running webinars. And I wasn't just known as the dating guy. There are other qualities that I possess. And that enabled me to help women with other areas of their business as well, which, in turn made me launch Women in Business conferences, which are running. I had my third one last week. So I think that was the roots of that. I started working in the dating industry. I won an award for that, and I moved into holding events at the same time as well. I'm not sure if I can't find any buttons to share, and I can't see anybody on the live. Can you see on your end, Mark?
There is people watching, Des. I don't think it will show on my side, so don't worry. There's plenty of people here that can ask some questions later too.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I'll share it to my contacts after that. No problem.
Well, it sounds like it's been a natural progression, Des. So it's gone from dating to being surrounded by all these women that you're helping, and then it's just progressed into all these big events. What you do?
Yeah, that's right. And I'm a man holding women in business events, so it's sort of split. There's women out there that love what I do, and they say it's about time men were supporting women in business, and they support that 100% because women empowerment is a billion-dollar industry. And then you get the other side of the women that don't want to work with me because they see me as the enemy, which is not a problem for me. I've dealt with worse problems than that. So all I can do is work with the ones that, want to work with me. And I'm inspiring a lot of women, adding value to their business, their life, and putting them on stage to speak at my conferences as well. So, taking it internationally as well, which is great.
Well, you can't please everyone, Des. And if you're a bit like Marmite, everyone either loves you or hates you. You're obviously doing something right because no one is going to love everybody. So you're obviously doing something right there. I'm going to jump to my next question, Des. You run really successful events. Now, I run an event last year, and I know they're pretty hard going unless you're doing things in a set order and setting a proper plan. So can you share a bit of your secret sauce to running a successful event?
Number one, I'd say avoid having it as a pitching fest as well, meaning everyone's just hardcore selling, because the audience won't like it. You'll get a bad reputation and people won't attend. Build a list. You must build a list of contacts, whether they're social media contacts or whether they are emails, or have a funnel in place where you're capturing people's contact details as well, because then you can go back and market to them and update them about what you're doing as well. Also, it's important to have people that around you that will support and promote your event on your behalf, like you did last week, Mark. Thank you very much. You shared and promoted my Women in Business event, which I'm sure some people came from that. So it's very important that you have ambassadors and teams around you that will support what you're holding and what you're doing, because nobody can do it alone by themselves. And when I started off, I thought I could do it all. If you've got 20 people that are promoting your event, you're going to get a percentage of those people, not all of them, but a percentage of those that are going to come on board. So if you go to desoconnors.com, as soon as you go to the website, a pop-up box appears, and then I'm asking you for your contact details to register for my next up-and-coming event for a free ticket. And in return for that, I'll give you a bonus of a value of £297 with me at a workshop talking about webinars on stage for an hour. So that builds up my list as well. And a lot of people don't seem to have those systems in place, and that's one of their drawbacks. And there's people like out of London, like yourself, that really want to tap into the London market. And the only way that's going to happen is if you associate yourself with somebody like myself or other promoters out there that are holding successful events, because then they can put you on their platform, and that enable you to build your London contacts. And the same thing applies to myself. If I wanted to hold an event in Birmingham, even though I do have a Birmingham following, it's not as powerful and vast as London. So then I would work with, I had a meeting today in Birmingham with two women that are holding an event in September, and they got their Birmingham following. I have a Birmingham following, but I'm now going to be associated with them at their event. I'm co-hosting their event. So that in turns will build up my list and my connections as well. Don't never underestimate the power of social media as well, especially LinkedIn and Facebook. And also there's Instagram now that's really taking off there as well. So my success behind it all has been, my last event, I had, I think, about 18 speakers. Every one of them had to promote my event. And I did have some problems in the beginning. There was a few people that didn't want to promote the event. And unfortunately, that I can't work with people like that, because it's meant to be a teamwork effort. And if you've got 18 people or 10 people and they're promoting this event, it's a good cause, and then they turn up and everyone's put their bit in there, then it's a successful event. And most of those speakers at the weekend promoted it. Some didn't promote it as much as others, but that's normal. But the next event on September the 30th, most of them want to speak again and work with me again. So I like the way some of them promoted it, because what you can do is when you're setting up, have a tracking link with the URL, which traces how many clicks that person gets, because some people will say to you, I promoted it, and they haven't. And there's no way of you tracking that. But there's lots of ways you can trace people of sending out links. So if someone sends out a link and they get one click, you know that they didn't really promote it, as opposed to somebody that may get a couple of hundred. So that way. So I think believe in that, connecting with like-minded people, go along to networking events. And when you go along to networking events, you're going to connect with like-minded people, seminars similar to the one that you want to be involved with. And you may go there and there's 200 people there. Try and get as many contact details as you can, connect, let them know what you do, get their business cards, and then contact them after that.
Some gold tips there, Desmond. What I'm taking from that is don't sell at the event, because that can put people off. Obviously, you can still sell your services, but you don't want to be pushing it too hard. collaboration.
Yep.
I'm really big on collaboration, and by you working together, if I was speaking at an event, you would share the event, and vice versa. It's always a two-way thing. So collaboration is what I'm taking from that too. And also a great tip
Yep.
as
Yep.
well, having the correct marketing tools on social media, as in a funnel. So I'm happy to say my funnel's ready in a couple of weeks. So I'm really excited about
Fantastic.
that.
That's good.
So some great tips there,
Good.
Desmond. We've got Shukil Hecohen saying hi. Wendy Hutton saying hi. Please show Desmond some
Hiya.
hearts. Give him some love. He's sharing all his wisdom today. Feel free to
I can't
share
see
the
it. I can't see it
broadcast.
for some reason.
There's lots
I
of
can't see it
people.
for some reasons. Hi, everybody. Hi, Shakil. Hi, everybody. It's great.
So that brings me to my next question. The speaking industry can be very difficult for people who are aspiring to speak, or if they're established and they're finding the road a little bit difficult. Can you share some tips for speaking success?
I'd say connect with the leaders at all these seminars that you would like to be involved with. And don't just contact them just to be interested in speaking. I'm a promoter and I put on events, and one of the most off-putting things that I detest is when somebody contacts me to speak and they are not adding any value to my event or to me as well. And what I mean by that is there's some people that get paid to speak, which I totally support. It's not a problem with that. And those are the ones that may not agree with the way that I go about with certain models that I have to charge people to speak. So it's very easy for them to say that, and you usually get the ones that say that are not putting on events themselves. So you get some that say, "Oh yeah, well I'll get paid to speak. I'm not interested in speaking at your event." Okay, and whether they get paid £1,000, £2,000, £5,000 to speak at other events, I guarantee that they are not speaking every day and getting paid £5,000 a day or a week. No one does that. There's no way they'll be getting that. So the way I look at that is, if I'm charging a small relative fee to speak at an event on stage in front of a couple.
I think you've frozen, Desmond. I'll wait a couple of seconds to see if you come back on. Otherwise, I may have to stop the broadcast and go again. So I'll give you just a couple of seconds. I'm just going to wait to see if Desmond can get back into the broadcast, everyone. Just half the way through the conversation. Let's see if I can invite him in again. I've just invited him back in, guys. He shouldn't be too long. The joys of Facebook Live, everyone. Guys, I'm going to stop the broadcast and I'm going to do it in 2 parts. So I will be back with you in 1 minute.